everybody, it's Mackenzie here from the Salty Owl Studio and Owl Box. I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to make a eraser clay owl just like this one. So in your owl box you got some clay that is made for baking into an eraser. Various colors, you can use whatever colors you want. I'm going to be working with black today. Excuse me. So the first step is to warm the clay up between your hands. You can do it this way. You can just start rolling it. It's going to be kind of hard. It is firm. However works best for you. I like to use my fingers to kind of mush it like this. You will get a little bit of color on your hands too. So if you're going to switch to a lighter color, just wipe off on a paper towel or something first. So once your clay gets soft and pliable, start by making a ball. And when you're working with eraser clay, excuse me, you don't want to have any cracks in it like this, because when you start to erase, it'll just break apart. So keep working with it and make sure it's warm all the way through. So then once your clay is nice and warm and soft, take the end of your pencil and stick it over or in your clay like so. Kind of looks like a black olive. And I like to work with my clay right on the end of my owl, or end of my pencil. Remember, don't bake it with the pencil though, because it could ruin the pencil and potentially your oven. So don't say I didn't warn you. Then just start shaping your owl however you want it. Long, short, squat, round, however you want to do it. My favorite part though is to do the little ear tufts. So to do that, pinch both sides like that. You could even do a cat like that. And then work on evening them up with your fingers a little bit. Pinch, pinch. And then you can decide which looks more like the front and which looks more like the back to you. Let's see. All right, so this is going to be the front of my owl. Then what I do is I either use a tool, let's see, like this with a rounded tip if you got one of these. If not, you can use your finger. I'll show you both ways. And just make a little indentation. I also will use my fingers. I'm not a huge fan of using tools for stuff unless it's really fine work. I prefer to use my fingers. So make your little eye holes. I'm trying to stay in camera here, like that. You can already tell that it's starting to look like an owl. And the nice thing about this clay is that it doesn't dry out, and so you can work with it, you know, as long as it takes you to do. You can set it and forget it, put it in your little container to come back to another time. All right, so I've got the little sockets for my owl's eyes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside and make sure that my space is clean and that my hands are wiped off. I'm going to pause and I'll come right back. All right, now my hands are cleaner. I'm going to use white for the eyes. You can do any color. And I'm going to take a little piece and just start rolling it around. And my wax parchment, is this parchment or wax paper? Parchment paper. Keeps my work area clean. And try to make two spots that are about the same size. Again, not perfection. And then mush them so they're flat. And they're not exactly the same shape. And I'd like them to be a little closer. So you can see I've got my two spots. And they fit nicely. Now, I don't know if you watched the other video that my daughter did about some tips and techniques for working with clay. One technique that's good to know how to do is called scoring. So you can use, if you got a pointy tool, I'll use my toothpick. All you're going to do is just make hash lines in the two surfaces that you're going to stick together. Focus, camera. Kind of see that. So I'm going to do it on my white part and then again on my owl, and then stick them together, kind of like putting a contact in, I guess. There. And that just helps it stick once it's done baking. And any kind of clay, it's recommended that you do that when you're sticking two things together. All right, so I've got my owl's eyes Ooh. And I'm just gonna kind of shape them up a little bit. And I definitely had black stuff on my fingers still. You can't really see, but it's there. That's okay. All right, so next up, we're gonna do the colored part of the eye. And again, you can do any color you want. I am gonna do, I think, blue. I have a little tiny bit of this dark blue here left over from my other owl. I'm not gonna score it. I'm gonna just kind of center it in my owl's eye like that and shape it a little bit. And do the same with the other one. There we go. And now we have eyes. They're not perfectly symmetrical, and that's okay. I think wall-eyed owls are kind of cute where the pupils are kind of pointing in opposite directions. And now for the wings. So I took some white and some black, and I'm just kind of mushing it together. It's going to kind of be like a dark gray, black and white marble. So I didn't mix it too much, so you can kind of see the marbling effect there. My camera would focus. It's kind of cool. And I'm going to take 2 equal parts and shape them like wings. So kind of round at the bottom and flat on the top, like that. And about that thick-ish. All right, next I'm going to score the wings just on the surface of where it's going to touch the body of the owl. And then again, I'll come over here and just kind of position it where I want it first, and then score it. And it's up to you. You know, your owl's wings can be back or forward or down, however you want them. Here. All right. So now, if you look at this owl, it has a beak. And it does have some definition here where the eyebrows kind of come down to a point. So the way I do that is you've already kind of got this ridge here at the top. You can use a tool, you can use your finger. Again, I don't use tools that often, but I'm just gonna push down a little bit to kind of give him that furrowed brow look. You can even roll the crest of the brow over a little bit to kind of make him look like a salty owl, huh? Like a little grump. I love owls. And I'll show you this in a second. Oh my God, that's so cute. See, starting to look a little grumpy, a little salty. This tool is nice. I have this one, this is my own personal one, because it's kind of smooth and I can kind of guide the clay down over where I want it to go. And it also kind of has a point on it too. So I'll show you that once I get it camera worthy. I can't wait to see all of your owls though. I bet these are gonna look so cute. We'll have a whole army of eraser owls. Okay, so that's how my owl looks now. And if you can kind of see, there's a ledge right there. So I'm just gonna smooth that down, bring it down real gently and smooth it out. And you can do that with this. This edge right here is nice and smooth. You just bring it down like that. And I love these bamboo toothpicks because you can use them over and over again. They're certainly not disposable, and you can use them for any type of clay. Okay, so now he's ready for the beak. And I think, I think I'll go with a little bit of brown. Don't ask me why. It was there. But I'm gonna wipe off the black quick here. Okay, so the beak is not really defined. It's just kind of triangle-esque. It's almost more of a diamond shape. So what I do is I take a piece like this and I pinch it into a diamond shape. So you can kind of see that it's a diamond shape. And I'm just gonna score a tiny bit because it's such a small piece, but I really don't want it to fall off because it's so cute. You can even do little dots to score if it's a small piece. And then, oh, he looks so salty. There you go. So cute. So yeah, a triangle or a diamond shape is fine. I'd love to see what you come up with and what you decide to do. After that, feel free to reshape those ear tufts again because you've been messing with his face so much, you might have lost some shape. The wings, I kind of like how they go up like that. And then what we're gonna do is some texturing. So this one kind of looks like a golf ball to me. You can use, again, your toothpick. You can do lines. Oopsie, I had some orange on there. You can do lines for feathering if you want. And this camera is not going to pick up those details real well. But what I like to do is I like to use something like this tool again and just kind of press little pock marks into it like that, just for some texture. Another technique is you can use the flat part here or any of the flat parts and just kind of drag it down a little bit. It's real subtle, but it does give it some texture and a nice finished look that of course won't pick up on this camera. All I want for Christmas is a new cell phone. There you go. You can kind of see it. I like to really do some texturing on the wings though, because the wings are obviously feathered because that's how they fly. And because this is eraser clay, the texture is going to go away after you erase with it. But this is all about the process and not the product, right? That's what art is. All right. Doing some more texturing here. And that was definitely a cat that came in to greet me. No, this owl is not for you. All right. All right. So I did a little bit of texturing there. And again, it won't show up super well, but maybe it will. There. So that's my owl. Now I have two owls. You can also add feet if you like. In my experience with the pencil toppers, they always fall off, and so I don't add feet for my pencil toppers. I'd love to see pictures of your creation on our Facebook page. You can search the Salty Owl Studio on Facebook, and we also have an Instagram. You can use the hashtag Salty Owl Studio or Owlbox and show us your creations. All right, well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll respond to those as I can. And as always, be fierce and be free and enjoy your time with family. Bye.